against that Tidebringer. There's not much you can do to kind of out-harass him and set your dominance in the lane. But like you said, they really want to put it seems on being able to kind of secure that lane with the you know, with the Snapfire and with this Night Stalker as well.
That's fine, right? Because Venge kind of drops off a cliff.
Cuckoo actually? Oh, he's alright. No. But they might turn now.
Yeah.
He's got 2 points up in the void. They even get the cookie stun here. Conker gonna try and play around with the torrent. Cuckoo's still going to be pretty careful as well with this impetus. Boombell does a lot of damage now with the TP rotation from Q as well. He wants to try and get on top of Zephyr. With a cookie on cooldown and that immense damage from the Tidebringer, Zephyr will end up falling. So 3 kills, a nice rotation from Q. It does now leave Nevermind solo, but he's already level 5 and not really getting pressured much. I mean, you can handle the Undying now with 3 points in the poison attack.
9 minutes in and he's got a fair few items and they're just hanging on to Whitemon.
He's gone a little bit early before the rest of the team had come. Looks like he was thinking maybe he'd be able to survive a little bit longer, but now here comes the reinforcements as Q will end up falling down to the eastern side here. Cuckoo trying to find an extra target with the Dark Ascension, but it looks like Boombell already back towards the T1 tower. It does kind of free up mid where we see Fearless starting to put a little bit work onto the mid T1.
This is probably going to be a kill onto the bench as well. You've got Savage rotating in.
There's some TP rotation. Zephyr can get in range, so actually might try and turn though, but you got to keep in mind this is a Conker with the run buff, so he's pretty tanky at the moment with the swap back. Fearless, he's in trouble. He popped the Fairy Fire, but the damage is enough. K, another swap here, and meanwhile Savage has been able to just right click against Zephyr, gets that replica. Q's even going to come over as well with a beautiful toss combination, but now with the Drow on the high ground, chucking out the volleys. Jackie, that's enough damage applying the Enchantress, but do they have any more follow-up here? As Radiant, they bring all the numbers as Viper's going to show up, drops out that Nether Toxin, slows up Cuckoo in the river, so the Night Stalker will not be able to escape. And a very big fight in the mid lane right before the bounties as well, so it looks like just got like three team tags in one team. You know, a little confusing sometimes. We see, I mean, Motivated with that pickoff, they're just gonna try and walk into Roche Die. They do have some vision down, so well aware of this, but it looks like Motivated, they feel incredibly strong at the moment with the toss back. Carl's in trouble. He won't be able to get the swap power, but now with the waveform forward, Morphling wants to try and find Zephyr, but now with the Manta Dodge, going to be able to get out of the silence, replicate with the Cookie Sun as well. Savage going to be able to lock 2 in place. Jackie trying to dish out the damage at the moment. They are actually able to bring down the Morphling. Let's see if they can continue on for more with a beautiful Abatosh from Q, drags them both back on top of the Viper. Jackie nowhere he can run, but the X Conker's going to be able to chase him down. That's 4 dead on T1, and yes, you do lose Savage, but the rest of he might be able to get it. Yeah, Cuckoo's going. He's in trouble. He doesn't have the ultimate as well. Let's see if the movement speed's enough, but even Carl just TP'd up as well without the rest of the team. Night Stalker's relatively tanky. Cuckoo's still alive. Here comes the rotations now with the swap, but it looks like Nevermind actually in position to find the little bit of damage required to bring down the Night Stalker. Now Whitemon, he's going to come through, but without any stuns. Q once again, man, this tiny, nicely done. Nevermind's going to be able to get out. Looks like Boombell once again maybe being this sacrificial. They're actually going to go back forward here with the Undying. They drop the ward just to see if there's any more reinforcements on the back line. But it looks like Savage, he wants a little bit of revenge here from that previous death. Is going to be able to burst down Mr. Whitemon, and that's right before the bounties as well, so now they're going to be able to find both.
Where this Night Stalker is going to be a non-factor.
Mid actually, Fearless gets the combo. Nevermind's going to be able to follow up with the 8-sauce, but looks like Zephyr's going to be alright. Unfortunately, do lose the courier. Meanwhile, top as well. Cuckoo just trying to solo defend against Savage. He's just pushing with some reinforcements. Q's going to try and blink forward, but doesn't find the opening. Now the Tiny could be in trouble. Savage tries to give him a little bit of space with the Avalanche. Do they want to reset though with Cuckoo? Showing a little bit too far forward. It's going to get the X drag back. Cookie. Not enough distance here. So Cuckoo's going to end up paying the price. I mean, he does have a buyback available. They're going to drop the Tombstone in the back, but now with the little shredder thanks to the replica, Savage going to try and deal with this. Even the waveform forward. Remember, he's got the age to be able to protect him as well, but can they get in control to enable him? Manta gets out of the silence, and Line's going to force that forward as well for the 8-sauce for the Drow Ranger. Not really under any threat at the moment. Now Radiant, have they dived too far? Philly's going to attempt the BKB TP out, but he won't be successful as Jackie has the physical damage to go through, and now Savage is going to be careful as well. He's got a little bit of mana with the one. So close with that terror as well. Q gets the toss back thanks to the creep wave, and it looks like Radiant, they might just be out of there, but for a minute 10, so let's see if T1 actually mid lane swap back into the cookie, but Quick Finger's going to be able to get the attribute shift. He's still in trouble though. He's going to lose the first life rating. They're beelining it to mid. Can they kill him a second time though? He's already popped his meds, and now with silence as well, he's unable to get the attribute shift off. He can't do anything. He actually blinks on top of the silence here, and now won't be able to use the Scepter to swap back. Fearless gets the Halberd, still getting control with the body blocks. Perfectly done. Oh, this Venge just styling on Fearless. It's a double for Jackie. They find 3 on Motivate, and Cuckoo, he wants more blood. Give him a little bit of protection with the Force off as well. Let's see if they want to continue forward. Q with the counter initiation though against a blink toss combination. Undying's going to end up falling now with the BKB. They want to try and look to turn though. They've still got a little bit of nighttime. Instantly straight on top of the Morphling with the silence. He doesn't have a way to get out of the AoE. Now Nevermind's going to get swapped back as well. They're doing such an incredible job at just allowing this directive from either team as Q's going to blink forward, but Cuckoo incredibly tanky here as they're going to drop the tombstone on the higher ground move. Can they deal with this straight away? But now with the toss back, Fearless pops the BKB. They deal with the tombstone, but looks like can they continue forward for more? Cole finds a stun. They get a little bit of space, but now with the Gobble Up to the side, paired up with the Mortimer Kisses inside the choke point, and Chandra's going to end up falling, and now Tiny's in trouble as well with Blink, unable to get out after the Yules. So it looks like there's going to be 2 speaking about just previously. So Motivate, they've been able to back up. Looks like they're wanting to bait Boombell at the moment. Carl, see if he goes for the swap straight away with the multi-shot. He gets a ghost shot though, but it's still going to get bursted down. And now I've got to keep in mind, they forced out some buybacks previously, so Q could be in trouble. And the Force gets him back inside the base, and the Scepter defensively as well. So it's Mortimer Kisses down, but still look at Dai go to work here, and they're not really in a spot to be able to rat. Morphling's going to have to go back to base here, but now all the tier 4s are down. And look at the range they have at the moment. Jackie's just freely seeking. They're going to do something about it here, but the boat's going to fly, but doesn't get the connection now with the tombstone as well. They haven't been able to deal with it from the space. Savage finds a replicate with the Gobble Up, connects onto Jackie, but it doesn't matter. They aren't able to deal with the Drow Ranger. Savage going to try and waveform forward, but now with the swap actually brings it back. Jackie could be in trouble here. He'll get the Gobble Up once again. Zephyr chucks him out, but Q's going to try and follow up with the BKB protection. Q might have gone a little bit too far now, but all eyes on trying to protect Jackie. But what's the consequence? So it's ready. They're pushed outside the base here. Wymon's slowed up. He's got the Glimmer. They're still continuing to come forward here with the buybacks. They even give the cheese over to the Drow Ranger as well. They're going to try and look to turn, but the reinforcements haven't come through just yet. Now with the silence, no, they're from the Morphling. Savage, he doesn't have buyback. He didn't have mana for the Manta as well. They find the Venge, but they can go back for more. Gobble Up's in 10 seconds. Jackie, if you get him range for the multi-shot, slow. Boombell protected with the Ghost Scepter. Buybacks galore are coming out. The Throne's okay, but the only issue is that Radiant, they don't have Savage. Can they hold it with 3 heroes in T1? They've got everyone back alive here. So back inside the base, they go for the Throne, I suppose. Boombell's falling incredibly low. They're going to try and chuck at the boat, but the connection isn't there with any full follow-up. And now Motivate, I mean, this is going to have to be an incredible high ground defense. We're seeing what Fearless can do at the moment with the help of the Enchantress, but Dire still slowly seeing the reinforcements come back to middle lane here. The Drow just continuing to siege down, but now with the BKB can just turn to deal with the Viper. Never mind, 4 stars forward to try and deal with Cuckoo, but just doesn't have the damage. Fearless is in trouble as well. It's going to try and pop the BKB, but the slow's coming through from Jackie with this Scardy. The G's are dropped in T1. They're going to be able to take game 1 here of the BTS Pro Series Season 4. Man, what a walk down that mid lane.
Whew. I mean, I can't think of a better way to start off a tournament, right? Very, very entertaining all throughout. Could have gone either way. I mean, that...
Maybe an extra one, like on his feet, maybe. Then he could be decked out, but I guess we got to see some extra cosmetics come through from him.
It's so hard to find the right kind of shoes as a Magic toy.
Down bot though, Cuckoo could be in trouble here. Brute sets up for the toss back, straight on top of Savage. Cuckoo, he's falling incredibly low, and it looks like he's going to be the first blood here this game, as Savage will find it incredibly done. You already see Zephyr kind of setting up to try and get that drag, but he's also going to eat a relatively decent amount of damage here as well with the root, and also the toss back onto the full creep wave, so Zephyr could be in trouble without having the roll on the last right click from Boombell. So once again, the start to the lanes here from...
Understandable, you know, it's one of those things that prevents someone from being able to escape. It means that unless Jackie's perfect, like this rotation has been...
He's in trouble. He tried to TP in and instantly tried to D-ward, but Jackie, I mean, he popped the Blade Fury now, and with the TP rotations, is he in trouble? Q's got the toss back nicely done from the Tiny straight to the Invoker. Zephyr tries to give him some protection with that silence, but unfortunately there is just no hope for the Juggernaut, as he is going to end up falling. That is a 1-for-1, but that's a big kill. Like you brought up, the win condition for T1 is the Juggernaut. Be here, it looks like he actually might run into him. Cuckoo's going to try and turn and find Fearless. With the Avalanche toss combination, it looks like Cuckoo's going to pay the price, and Fearless, he can just hide himself up in the invis, although Cuckoo's still turning on Q, who's taking a lot of damage, even has to commit the false promise to make sure he doesn't die there through the poison attack. But
around that, and the smoke starts to come through. Jackie, Zephyr, Cuckoo, they're all coming.
Yeah, Q, he's in trouble here. He's got Boombo on the backline. The false promise is available if they want to chuck it out. Tide just picked up the blink as well to counter initiate. Never mind. He needs to try and find the angle, but it's a little bit hard. Jackie protected with magic immunity, so they'll clean off the Tiny, but on top of the backline, K with the blink forward finds the RP. It's on top of the Tide Hunter as well, so we can't counter initiate. Boombo protects up Fearless, but they've got the vision to be able to chase him down, and they're all in trouble at this bottom side as Fearless actually gets a decent amount of health back here, and Jackie actually wants to turn his attention, try and boom bell as he disengaged away from the Invoker. Now Savage is showing up with the Metamorphosis as well, along with this Alacrity, so they could be in trouble. Try and play around with the Ironwood Tree, but man, T1 very nicely done from them. They get 3. The Ravage from Cole on top of the back.
Got the RP as well.
Let's see if they group up. They're going to be careful. Right on straight onto the back line with the silence. They do find the Earth Spirit kill, but now it looks like the Evoker's in trouble. Carl's going to drop the RP. Q will scurry off to the northern tree line, but they got the core and the Invoker, which is exactly what they wanted.
These team fights.
Carl? Q's going to be able to blink forward. Savage's got this meta now, and it looks like Carl could be in trouble. Gets a little bit of distance with that skewer, but the root holds them both in. Now Jackie coming around as well with the Omni Slash. It's going to get tanked up a little bit thanks to Terrorblade Illusion. Looks like Boombo forward, but now with the counter initiation, never mind. Finds a Ravage on top of 4, straight on top of the Terrorblade as well, so he's going to be able to siege him down with the Metamorphosis here. Jackie runs into the Sunstrike, but the damage is enough. He's only got 2 points up in that Sunstrike. Now Cuckoo sunned it up, roll forward from Zephyr, but it looks like Cuckoo's in trouble. And now Radiant, they're just going to brute force him down. A nice attempt with the blink to kind of body block up that roll, but unfortunately they won't be successful at doing so. They will be able to get both outposts, it looks like. So a nice fight here from Motivate with that Metamorphosis with the Ravage, and now they're going to walk into Roche.
Fantastic team fight. Never mind making the perfect blink in to get the Ravage off. Yes, the Mantle was able to be used onto the Juggernaut, but well, it goes down, but perfect combination of everything. Even the Sunstrike hit onto the spinning Jug.
Another one, Wyman. He's got the Glimmer. Q is just jumping left, right, and center here, really trying to pick anyone off who's pushed up a little bit too far. And we're seeing this just the Roche is getting punished here as Motivate. They're going to be able to take it. It's taken a while though. Savage is falling pretty low and died. They got a couple of heroes up and available to try and contest this here, but Tiny, nice position. He's got Savage. Oh, he loses the Aegis instantly. And that Q as well forced the skewer. Radiant, they don't have the numbers at the moment. Savage just tries to attempt the TP out. Do they have a cancel? They don't. A little bit too late there from Zephyr, but it looks like still they'll get at least the kill on Nevermind. So, I mean, that Roche wasn't worth it in the end. You lose the Aegis, you lose a lot of extra heroes as well, and doesn't look like so for Motivate.
Buy up that Skadi, but you're taking a fight before that happens.
Can they try and burst down Cuckoo? Have a toss a little bit off the mark. They still got the follow-up there with the Ravage. Now the Sunstrike as well doesn't find the connection. Cuckoo's going to fall. Zephyr doesn't get the roll away. He's still protected with the Glimmer Cape, and now with the Tornado from the backline, Fearless gets the angle to control up 2, and now with the BKB pop from Cole, he's trying to find the opening of the RP. They're going to come back forward now with Jack in the buyback. Skewers in. They're going to be careful because that Shockwave drag back protects him. He's got the false promise though, but it looks like Terrorblade's still in trouble. Gets the Thunder out. We're trying to turn on Jack, who's going to end up falling. Now Carl's in trouble as well. Terrorblade's still going to pop after the false promise. Carl's trying to turn on top of Fearless, who's running very low on mana and that health as well. T1, can they continue forward? Carl got the blink, that Echo Saber to be able to find him. Now they could be in trouble with Q, but it looks like a quick silence going to be able to protect him against his avalanche toss, and Cuckoo's just cleaning up along with the rest of T1 as they take an incredible fight down bot. Tiny falls in the river to double for Cuckoo, and that's a full team wipe as well.
It's just that
wrapping over They're going to drop their own ward as well. It is underneath a couple of sentries. Yeah, Carl with the blink forward, unfortunately. Doesn't want to dive too far. Boombell's posturing pretty aggressively down on top of the lane. Jackie dishes out the switch slash. They found Boombell. They're going to be careful. Cuckoo's actually stuck on the high ground as well, but it looks like Oracle's in trouble. Gets forced up down. Nevermind's going to be able to counter initiate with the Cataclysm. Look at the damage! The combo is enough to be able to continue forward through the rest of the fight. There was Jackie. Flanks through. Now the RP as well. The Terrorblade's in trouble. Savage might end up falling. They get the Grimstroke combo as well on top of the back, so controlling the Invoker and just continuously dishing out the damage as T1. They went against this Ravage Cataclysm, but it just was not enough as it's a 4-for-3 trade, and they've got the Mag and the Juggernaut as well, so they can push pretty fast here. Roshan's up. Viper scouts it out with roll forward. Zephyr trying to find the opening, but now he could be in trouble. Doesn't get the perfect initiation. He actually finds the backline, which is the Invoker. With that protection, the BKB doesn't really have to worry. And Radiant, all their heroes aren't here at the moment. They chuck up the Cataclysm, but the damage is in there and now dive. They want to continue for more with double Viper strike. Invoker just taking up all the damage. Unfortunately, that protection, the false promise isn't enough. And now Jackie comes out of nowhere. Switch slash cuts him down. They get the Tiny on top of the high ground as well. So it's going to be a 3-for-1 as now they can fall back, claim the Roshan, which is going to be the second Rosh of the game here. So they get the Aegis, Cheese. Terrorblade's doing a decent job at trying to kind of give them some opportunity to get something out of the map with that T1 falling.
At the end of the day, it's rough, especially now that the Jug has just hit his level 25.
Yeah, and you see how Dire kind of positioning up. I mean, they're just going to be able to get set up on this high ground push. Jackie can front line. The supports in the back, making sure there's no wraparound and being able to find a multi-hero Ravage. They're going to go forward there with Cataclysm. Mags falling incredibly low. Carl pops the BKB. They're going to try and turn on Nevermind now with the backline as well. Terrorblade pops that Metamorphosis is going to be able to bring down the Earthspirit. Can they reset the fight? Those Cuckoo force subs outside the base. Q's still on top of him though, but meanwhile, Jackie's just going to work out of the Terrorblade. Still has his summon to be able to utilize, and they've already gone through the first life. Jackie pops the Blade Fury. Where's the fault control? At least they've got the Skardis though, and he could be in trouble. He's going to try and turn and deal with Nevermind. He gets rid of the Ghost Scepter, but still, this Terrorblade damage is through the roof. Pops out that Swift Slash, but it's not going to do anything. As Savage tanks it up thanks to the creeps and the illusions as they hold the high ground. Nicely done from Motivate.
I'm just going to call that a caster's curse. I'm surprised. Like they had everything at their disposal at T1. I think the big thing was the
not mid. So Cuckoo has got Wymon on top of the backline, but now with the Cataclysm, Cuckoo gets some distance for the force up. Now he's going to try and look to turn dual Scepter. Gets rid of the roll, but they've got the Nullify to bring him down. Jackie just so much damage with that Swift Slash, and now it looks like Radiant, they need a retreat. They do have a higher ground ward, although it looks like now they're completely out there. Nevermind's actually going to TP out, so they leave Savage alone. You've got to completely run back as a team here. They're not going to do so. Boombell gets the ultimate. He's going to try and pop the feed, but it doesn't matter with the Magic Community. RP's going to get dropped as well, but where's the heals coming through? As Savage, he's in trouble. The Ravage going to get him a little bit of space here. The damage is shining, but it's not enough. As Savage will fall, and Jackie, he can go to work. They get the Orc on top of the backline. He'll end up dropping as well. So it's a 1-for-2. Can they continue forward, however? Q's going to try and find the counter initiation. He's got the blink up in a couple of seconds. Die. Can they retreat? Carl's still got a little bit of help to work with as well, but with the dust coming through, he's going to have to blink back. So Whitemon's in trouble. Actually, Q's able to find him as well. Toss straight on top of Cuckoo. Orchid a little bit too late. That Skewer's going to provide the distance here. It looks like they want Cuckoo instead. So much damage coming through. And that's actually 4 down from T1.
Yeah, the tower
to open up. They still got Aegis for another 2 minutes here pretty much from T1. So can they bring down Jackie like that last high ground defense and then do it a secondary time afterwards? Unfortunately, they don't have the meta to be able to play around with, so it's going to be a lot more difficult. Try and toss him back. Jackie gets rid of the Orchid. He's very far away from the team. He's got the Lotus Orb. It looks like Carl is trying to hunt as well, but at least Terrorblade making it very difficult to be able to find that blink initiation. Pop of the glyph early. Carl's going to go forward now with blinking some of the Abyssal Blade. Terrorblade's going to get Stewart outside of the base. Even now with Cataclysm, he doesn't do anything. They need to try and keep Savage alive though. He's going to try and turn. Pops is static with the life sword. The RP is going to fly through. Where's the false promise? Is it going to be there in time? However, Terrorblade gets the protected just in time, but it's not going to matter with the double toss. It's sending him away from doing any of the damage here. Now Savage could be in trouble. This Rapier on the decks. They deal with the Aegis, but he doesn't have a buyback. Mag's going to be able to steal it, and it looks like they're back in. Straight on top of the Tide Hunter. That's going to be 2 down from Motivate, and that just might be the series as well. They're tied. Gonna try and buy back Tornado. Messes around with the tosses, so they're able to get the combo. Now, you gotta be careful though, because John, he doesn't have the second life to look at. They're doing a lot of work. Once again, the toss back. Q Nicely done. But Jackie inside the base pops that Swift Slash. Finds one. That's a dieback for the Tide.
Oh, Q's doing so much.
Oh, God. Look at the damage. It's just going to be Megas. And the Invoker. And the Tiny having to do it all for themselves here. Zephyr buys back along with the Juggernaut, but 3 heroes for Motivate do not have buyback in. How are they going to be able to hold this?
They won't.
Easy answer. This looks like it's just going to be the series here as T1 will attempt another toss back, but Blade holds the Tiny. Meanwhile, Jackie just goes to work on the Invoker, all down for Motivate and along with the game and the series. The T1, they open up the group stages with a nice 2-0 victory.
I mean, you have to feel confident with that, right? Like, it was a dominant performance from start to finish. It felt like they had a better understanding of how they wanted to play their game, and